In the previous step, we provided the general information about this tutorial, the open banking tutorial. In this part, we are going to walk through the specifications. If you go to the tutorial, open banking tutorial, there is a section called specifications. We basically using the open banking UK specification, which can be found from the GitHub. This is the GitHub for the open banking specification. The final version is in the dist folder. We are using the draft 3.1. I think this is the one. This specification actually is based on the Swagger 2.0 and is a monolithic specification. So what we do is, this is the one, account info. Yeah, there's some other specifications, we are not touching it. There is a website for open banking specification. There is a detail regarding the specification, how each different services or different endpoint, they explain that in details. So if you want to learn the specification, you can dig into it. It's a very good website. Let's go back. So what we do is we basically convert the Swagger 2.0 specification to OpenAPI 3.0 using our tools. The tools in our tool chain for the API converter, you can find the tool over there. After we convert this monolithic specification into OpenAPI 3.0, we basically break it up to 4 different microservices or mini services. Basically, like every service, we have 2 endpoints. Accounts can be found here. We put everything into the open banking, our own organization, in the model config directory. So you can see OpenAPI YAML. This is the accounts specification. We have 2 different endpoint. One is /accounts, is a get, and accounts account ID. So this is with a specific account ID, and all the data object like schemas defined here. It's pretty big specification. We basically generate all the data in the CodeGen. We also created the config.json. This is the config file used by LiteCodeGen to generate the project. So you can specify all the information regarding to the CodeGen and the database, blah blah. We are not using database, but we put a placeholder there so that we can switch to database if we want. There is a README file show you how to invoke the LiteCodeGen command line from your local computer if you have LiteCodeGen built on your local. You can also go to CodeGen website to generate the project. So this is the account, and you can see balance in another folder from open OB model config OB balance. And we have party transactions. So we have 4 different microservices defined here. And for each service, we have a generic endpoint. You basically get all parties, all balances, all transactions, and we have a account specific endpoint. You can get the account info for a particular account, balance info for a particular account, and the party info for that particular account, as well as the transactions for that particular account. We are going to change the open banking specification a little bit because as a monolithic application, everything is flattened. Now we are using microservices. We want to demo like a service-to-service invocation. So if you are accessing the accounts API with a specific account number, I'm going to try to retrieve the balance for that particular account from balance service, retrieve the last transaction amount from the transaction service, and at the same time, so that accounts will call balances and transactions if a specific account number is provided in the endpoint. So that's it. This is the specifications we are walking through. In the next step, we are going to use the specification and the configuration file created for LightCodeGen to scaffold projects. Bye.